Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Speed Tuesday Night Dash Series here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. Joining me in the booth, as always, is Joe. I'm Bob. And Joe, 70 laps tonight here at Bristol for the main event. This race is going to be so much fun, and it's going to be pretty chaotic too.
Oh, definitely. You got the super high banks. It's a half mile. Oh, it's going to be fun.
That is for sure. There's going to be tons of racing opportunities, and the big one for this is what lane do you take? I mean, you could always run the high line, you could run the bottom line, you could run the middle as well. And with these dash cars, they're a lot easier to be packed up, for lack of a better phrase. So it's always interesting to see, who chooses to do what and where they're going to run. But we're going to jump over now into qualifying, and we'll get our single car qualifying run going here, as Ethan Amberg going to be one of the first drivers out there, still in his throwback Tide ride from last week. Zach Williams out, as well as Kyle Holden, Scott Leonard, Jason Shue. But let's see what Ethan Amberg can do. Coming into tonight, Amberg is one of our points leaders, as we have that up on the screen right now. Ethan Amberg is your points leader, 15 points ahead of Nicholas Cody, Stephen Gibson, and Philip Scott, with Sidarius Deus your top five in points. Jason Shue just outside of the top five in sixth. So we're going to have to keep an eye out on these point standings here as this race goes on. But right now, a pretty good lap right there for Ethan Amberg. Amberg is going to go top of the board with a 16.95. Jason Shue second with a 16.98. There's Martin Plute in the number 81 Twisted Steel Stake Appeal machine.
That's looking fun.
Yeah, great. For some reason, it reminds me of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, a little bit. Like it got oozed.
Right? There's the 84 of Dave Harrington. He's P10 so far on the board with a 1740. Brent Allen goes P4, as he's going to pull that one off. Ethan Amberg there, as well as the 39 of Stan Hausman. Tonight's race is also brought to you by our friends at Ryan Newman and Associates. You can check them out online, ryannewmansells.com. They're powered by Remax Select, and they believe that finding your dream home should be an exciting and seamless experience, and they're serving all of Michigan. Their dedicated team brings years of expertise and commitment to personalized professional service that'll make buying or selling a home super simple and stress-free. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or you're just looking anywhere in the U.S., they can help you by referring you to top professionals across the country. So you can trust Ryan Newman and Associates to guide you every single step of the way, and your future starts here. They'll make it a reality. Philip Scott, last car on the racetrack, and he's going to be pulling aside now. So Kyle Holden fastest on the board for the moment at a 16.74, just barely eclipsing Ethan Amberg with the 16.75. Philip Scott and Nicholas Cody, all top four, all within, a couple 100ths of a second.
Splitting hairs over here.
At this point, is it splitting hairs or splitting the atom with how close they are? Because right now, they are all on top of each other. We have a tie for fifth between Martin Plute and Brent Allen with a 16.84. Sidarius Deus with a 16.85. Gibson with an 88. A couple of 94s there, and Hausman and Shue. Then Harrington, Williams, and Leonard all within 3/100ths of a second.
Wild how often it goes to the thousandths of a second in
Yeah.
in these leagues.
And, I mean, if you look at it here, too, the entire field is separated by 0.3 of a second. I mean, it's incredible with just how close these lap times are. And I know it's a fairly low powered car on a high bank track. That's probably not a whole lot of if any braking, maybe just a tiny courtesy or confidence lift. But I mean, it's pretty wild seeing how tight this field can get. So now we're just waiting for the field to finish up in the qualifying session.
I have about 5-10 seconds left.
And tonight's race is the 5th out of 6 races in the Highline Diecast Collectibles in-season tournament, where all of the drivers across the Tuesday Night Dash Series and the Thursday Cup Series compete in these the 6-race, 3-week split, where whoever has the most points at the end of these 3 weeks will win themselves some pretty cool prizes from our friends at the Highline Diecast Collectibles. So that is pretty fun to see. All of this going on. Which so far, after 3 races, this is race number 5, but not counting this past Thursday, Nicholas Cody has a 2-point advantage over Ethan Amberg. And then 9 points ahead of Philip Scott. So those top 3 are kind of the 3 to beat. As we're now getting ourselves ready to go here for heat number 1. Starting lineup for that one. You see on the board there, Kyle Holden, Philip Scott, Sidarius Deus, Martin Plute, Dave Harrington, Stan Hausman, and Scott Leonard. 7-car field here, 15 laps, no cautions. So if someone spins out and is facing the wrong way, oh well.
Yeah.
So we see these cars getting themselves ready. One more lap around. As we'll see ourselves with a 15-lap shootout to determine the inside row for tonight's race. Less than 24 cars entered, so everyone is going to transfer themselves into the main. And this is where things could get a little dicey. Only 7 cars out there. We might see a little more pushing and shoving just to try to get themselves a better entry and a better starting spot for the race. But the green flag is out and we're rolling here in heat number 1. Top 4 cars all side by side and really pushing hard.
Yeah, I mean, these little cars, I feel like maybe not the sole purpose to be designed like this, but boy, do they love bumping and getting real close to each other.
Yeah, just a little push here and there is going to really send these cars off, and they draft shockingly well. I've seen races with these things at Daytona, and the draft is pretty wild for these cars. So we see here a great battle between Martin Plute and Kyle Holden here at the Ryan Newman and Associates Dash. Plute tries the middle. Philip Scott running the high middle. Now Philip Scott moving a little bit higher up on the track. Deus just behind him. Plute thinks about sticking the nose in, can't quite get it done. Look how sideways Holden is through the corner, really driving off the right rear. And to save tires, it's kind of what you want to do. You want to drive a little more off the right rear than the right front, just so the car doesn't plow itself through the corner. Now Plute takes a look at the high side, can't quite get it done there. Philip Scott running the top side now, too.
Yeah, I think Scott's been trying to run the top to see if he can get any pull on it, but so far it's kind of where it is where it is.
Yeah, and I know typically here at Bristol, the top side is the preferred way around as the run goes on. But I mean, in a slower speed car and fresh tires, the bottom is probably going to be the easiest way around here. But I mean, Scott now he's within 0.2 of a second, less than 0.2 now behind Plute. So still could be a pretty good battle brewing here with 6 to go.
Yeah, they're kind of running a little reverse. Scott likes to enter high, exit low. Plute's been doing the opposite, but it seems like they've just traded places.
Yeah, and the way they're kind of running it almost evens themselves out with the way Philip's been just trying to get a good drive off the corner, entering low, drifting up, and almost diamonding the corner. But so far, it's all Kyle Holden now coming to 3. Plute gets real high up, close to the wall. Right up against that outside retaining wall. But nothing quite going here. 2 to go. And like I mentioned before, this race is going to settle the inside line when it comes to tonight's race. So should Holden win, he'll start first. Martin Plute starts third. Philip Scott starts fifth, so on and so forth. Basically, if you're on the inside line, double your number and subtract 1, and that's where you're starting. But coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag in the air. Kyle Holden is going to win heat number 1. So a good run there. We saw... There's the 59 doing a little drift HQ through turns 3 and 4. As now we'll get ourselves ready to roll for heat number 2. This one has Ethan Amberg, Nicholas Cody, Brent Allen, Stephen Gibson, Jason Shue, Zach Williams, and Tim Branson. As the field getting themselves set to go. This battle here between Cody and Amberg is going to be an interesting one. Gibson giving Cody a little shot there at the end to say, all right, bud, go for it. Let's go. Don't forget, if you miss any of today's race, you can always check out our channel on YouTube. Head on over to the Live tab, and that's where you'll be able to find all of the previous Tuesday Dash Series races, Total Nonstop Racing League Series races on Mondays, and, of course, any episode of the Tabletop Trio podcast, where a couple of weeks ago we had a little argument over Italian ice versus water ice.
I said what I said, and I'll die on that hill.
which that video has gained some traction across the different social medias. Actually, I had a coworker come up to me the other day, and he's like, dude, thank you for calling it water ice.
You're wrong, and you should be ashamed. I'm drinking water ice right now because it's water with ice in it.
No, that's ice water.
It's the same thing.
Well, the pace car pulls off. Green flag in the air, and a great start there for the 14 of Ethan Amberg. Nicholas Cody did not get the best of starts, but he had a good push there from Steven Gibson behind him. Brent Allen's going to pull over into second. Not quite clear, as the 5 has a bumper filled with the 97 machine. Amberg loves seeing this in his rearview mirror, and we got a big crash. Zach Williams and Tim Branson both go around. No caution, so we're going to keep this one pointed in the right direction. But let's take a look here. What exactly happened? There's Tim Branson there on the inside in that 92 Budweiser machine. He's got the 69 of Williams there as well. And Williams came down a little bit. Branson just wrong place, wrong time.
I saw a little bit of that, looks like his wheel locked up. Or lost a little bit of traction. That was that.
So easy to do here as well with Bristol, with the way the cars kind of unload coming out of the corner. Very easy to just have the car snap around like that. So that puts Tim Branson in the pits. We've got ourselves a good battle here for third. Gibson working the inside of Brent Allen. Gibson trying the low line. We saw that working pretty well in the last race between Martin Plute and Philip Scott. Nothing quite being able to work in just yet. As you can see here, the sun is starting to set now, so most of the track in shade. Actually, the way this racetrack is set up, pretty much the entire track is in shade now. With the full football stadium effect here. 84-degree air temp, 90-degree track temperature. And that's only going to go down from here as the lights come on and temperatures drop some more. Zach Williams gets a little loose, just trying to drive down to the apron to let the leaders go.
I wasn't expecting.
Now Nicholas Cody has a rearview mirror filled with the 13 of Brent Allen. Allen gets loose.
Doesn't sway him that much. Interesting going and watching the heats, because everybody seems to have a slightly different line that they're racing on right now.
And I think that helps too for the racing product in the main race too, where they're like, all right, what I tried either worked or didn't work. And then they start trying with something new, and, you know, if it didn't work, and I think that kind of winds up working really well for these drivers, just to see, okay, bottom line, that worked great in the beginning. I think as the race goes on, everyone's going to migrate towards the top. The ones who already started running the top, their tires may not last that long. So is that early speed benefit going to be worth the, you know, the detriment as the race goes on?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that I'm not sure.
Brent Allen takes a peek to the inside of Nicholas Cody, but coming out of turn number 4, Ethan Amberg is going to win heat number 2. Cody holds on to second. Brent Allen comes in third. Steven Gibson fourth. Jason Shue comes in fifth, with Zach Williams and Tim Branson rounding out the 7-car field here for heat number 2. So the 14 cars have all set up their place. And we'll go ahead and get ourselves started here in just a couple of moments. A 5-minute warm-up here, just to let drivers get themselves ready to go, feel out the new track conditions. I want to remind everyone that our race tonight is brought to you by our friends at Ryan Newman and Associates. They're powered by Remax Select, and they believe that finding your dream home should be an exciting and seamless experience, and they're serving all of Michigan. Their dedicated team brings years of expertise and a commitment to personalized professional service that makes buying or selling a home simple and stress-free. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or you're just looking anywhere in the U.S., they can help you by referring you to top professionals across the country. You can trust Ryan Newman and Associates to guide you every single step of the way, and your future starts here, and they'll be able to make it a reality. You can check them out online at ryannewmansells.com. So just about 3.5 minutes left to go here in the warm-up. Kyle Holden so far fastest on the board. Nicholas Cody goes P4. Ethan Amberg just barely edging out Brent Allen. Now these drivers all just trying to see, all right, bottom line good, top line good. Sun's going down. Grip is going to change just a little bit as well. And I mean, Joe, you see it here. The air temp has already dropped. The track temp has dropped 4 degrees since the previous session.
Yeah, I was going to say, track temp is basically what's the temp outside.
Yeah, so I think that's also going to play a factor. I mean, the colder it is, the more grip there's going to be.
Mm-hmm. But they did thankfully clean up the track before, or I should say after the heats and practices. So warm-up is starting with a nice clean track.
Good. And I think that's going to help as well. It might actually add to some tire wear. It gets all the marbles off the top and bottom of the racetrack. And I think that's going to add to, maybe not so much add to the grip that's there, because once rubber's down, then it starts to get gripped up. But I think having a clean racetrack like that, you'll be able to see guys start working a bottom line or a top line, and, they can kind of almost shape the way the racetrack looks, for lack of a better phrase. So I think that's going to be an interesting one as this race goes on. So far, 12 of the 14 drivers have been able to put in a lap in this warm-up session. Basically a second 5-minute practice session here. It's Martin Plute, Nicholas Cody fighting with one another. Cody grabs the wall. Cody with that gorgeous Terry Labonte Kellogg's machine. I know you and I were really loving that scheme last week.
Absolutely. It actually made me I was sitting on the couch with my little Legion Go, and I was like, I'm gonna go play some NASCAR 2000 or 2001 or whatever it was. Just got the nostalgia.
Amazing. There is a bit of a break after next week's race, next Tuesday, April 15th. After April 15th, it's almost a month that we go without having the Tuesday Dash Series. So after April 15th, we have May 22nd at Nashville Fairgrounds, and then we'll close out the season May 29th. And as of right now, the race is at Rockingham. However, I think there might be a potential race change for the venue, but we'll cross that bridge once we get there towards the end of May.
See what happens.
Personally, I'd love to see Slinger basically Bristol or Daytona banking on a track almost half the size of Bristol. It is a heinous combination that is just wild to see in person. Laps under 10 seconds.
That is insane.
And Zach Williams in the chat says those are actually dates for April. So looks like the schedule is getting changed around. So my apologies. Thank you, Zach, for letting me know. So it is April 22nd and April 29th. So with that, the field getting themselves ready to go here. Let's take a peek here at the starting lineup for tonight's race. Kyle Holden on the pole over Ethan Amberg by virtue of winning their respective heat races. Martin Plute, Nicholas Cody in row number 2. Row number 3, we have Philip Scott and Brent Allen. Sidarius Deus and Stephen Gibson in row number 4. Row number 5, we have Stan Hausman and Jason Shu. Row 6, Scott Leonard, Zach Williams, Dave Harrington, and Tim Branson rounding out our 14-car field for this evening. And you can already see now the sun has set in Bristol, Tennessee. The lights on the track are coming on. And we're racing into the golden hour. $70 laps here tonight.
It was like beautiful weather for a race.
That is for sure. The temperature still dropping, 82-degree air temperature, 85-degree track temperature. As the pace car makes a hard left turn onto the pit road. Green flag is out. We're racing 70 laps here at Bristol. As Kyle Holden to the inside of Ethan Amberg, he gets a great jump. Here's Martin Plute now trying to capitalize on the inside of the 14. Can't quite get it done. They're side by side, 3 rows deep. A little bit of contact there with the 13 of Brent Allen and the 97 of Stephen Gibson. But all is well there. Looks like one car blinking a little bit further back, but out front, Kyle Holden holds strong over Amberg. Great battle there as Sidarius Deus slips in front of the 97. Now he's going to set his eyes on the 99 of Philip Scott. Deus down low, almost contact made with the 90. Now more contact this time with the 97.
That was confirmed.
Can confirm there is contact there. Now Deus in the 97, a little bit more contact there. Meanwhile, out front, we have a battle here between Nicholas Cody and Brent Allen. Cody a little squirrely coming out of turn number 2. He's going to let Allen go. Now Ethan Amberg putting some pressure on Kyle Holden while Martin Plute puts some pressure on him. This is a track where should a yellow come out and you need to take tires, you can. It's not like Southern National a few weeks back where if a driver decided to pit, he'd wind up losing his, losing at least one lap under yellow.
Yeah, that one was rough for the racers.
Very. And especially, too, on a track where, tires could have been a good factor, but it just wasn't worth the risk of running a lap down.
Yeah.
So here comes Brent Allen to the inside, taking a peek of the 81 of Martin Plute. Want to remind you, our camera is brought to you by our friends at Track Cams for Gourmets. If you like what you're seeing here, you can check them out, trackcams22.com.
They got some fantastic ones for this track.
The link is below in the description. You have our affiliate link there. So if you buy anything there, that'll certainly help us out as well. Great looking camera angles here. As you can really see the whole track from this setup. Always fun to bust out the drone cam here.
There's a lot of them for this track, and I love it. The chase cameras are just fantastic.
And it's always fun to, see what the different camera options are here. And man, Bristol, for it being such a small half-mile oval, you get some pretty dang cool camera angles here. Now Brent Allen still trying to put a little pressure there on the 81 of Martin Plute. Ethan Amberg just in front of them. Philip Scott has fallen back by about a second behind Brent Allen. Now Allen snags the wall just a little bit, but there is your top four. Running practically nose to tail, very similar to how it was looking at Darlington before the 81 lost his internet connection.
Yeah, that was a rough turnout.
But knock on wood, so far so good. On board now with our leader, Kyle Holden. The Chicago driver. As Amber closes the gap ever so slightly.
Get to hear that lawnmower up close and personal.
It's quite the intimidating lawnmower for sure. And it is just so cool to see the sun going down here at Bristol. The glare on turns 3 and 4. Those poor fans sitting on that side of the racetrack, I'm sure, are going blind at this point. As we got ourselves a good battle for the lead now, for third, Brent Allen gets to the inside of Martin Plute. Plute gets a great run, gives him a little shot there coming out of 4. Meanwhile, out front, the lead stabilized by about a quarter second between Holden and Amberg. Zach Williams in the back trying to put some pressure on the 3 of Jason Shue, putting some pressure on Zach Williams. Those drivers side by side. Tim Branson just behind them as well. Shue always driving some pretty great Dale Sr. throwbacks.
Yeah, everyone has been knocked out of the park.
Especially between here and TNR. And I'm also assuming his Speed Thursday Cup Series ride as well. Always great to see, but this time here comes Branson to the top side. He's going to try to get around Shu the hard way, taking the long way around. As the 19 to Scott Leonard also gets around him. But meanwhile, up front, Holden still holding strong. Now by 0.4 of a second over Amberg.
I think he has a little bit of a formula worked out for these little cars. I feel like this is a couple weeks in a row now. He's just been out in the front.
Yeah, just a strong showing there as well. He's right on board with Nicholas Cody, trying to put some pressure on Philip Scott. And I think these guys right now are licking their chops, saying, "Oh man, trouble on the racetrack." Tim Branson, Jason Shu come together. Looks like they've been able to get it going.
Yeah, I think Shu was just wrong place, wrong time.
Let's take a look here. It's Branson up in the wall. Gets a little contact there from the 69, and oh man, just nowhere for them to go. Some big damage on the 3 of Shu. Left front, very, very hurt.
Yeah, that tire is not in the direction it should be driving in.
Definitely not. As the field out of turn 4. As now everyone decides they're going to come down pit road.
Yeah, why not get a nice fresh set of tires? Almost half the race in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're almost halfway. It'll be halfway probably by the time we go back green. As the field long pit road here at Bristol.
I forgot the pit is basically the track.
Enter in turn 2, you exit in turn 1, and there's the whole field down in their pit box. It's always satisfying seeing how quickly everyone gets into their box at pretty much the exact same time. Wow, Brent Allen takes 2. Steven Gibson takes 2 as well.
Interesting.
As does Hausman, so we see a couple of different strategies there. So that's going to be an interesting move.
Yeah, like I wonder how that's going to work out. If this was a green flag, I would say that makes sense. You get a jump, but on a yellow?
I'm curious to see if, these guys are just kind of thinking, well, tires don't really matter all that much. And if they're just saying, all right, well, I need a little more grip, let's just change the right sides, because the right sides are going to wear more than the left sides.
Right.
So I think that's going to be interesting. So our top 4 drivers, Brent Allen, Martin Plute, Steven Gibson, Stan Hausman, they only took 2 tires as the green flag is out. We're back rolling. Everyone else took 4. As Holden looks like he has to head back down pit road, he might have to serve a penalty. So we're side by side for the lead. Brent Allen, Martin Plute, and trouble! Right, Hausman goes around. Hausman clipped coming out of turn number 4, and we're back under yellow. Big save there for Kyle Holden.
I was gonna say that's Holden's got to be. Is he paying someone off for that one?
Yeah. As, oh man, I don't know if the 39 had some help or what happened there. Let's see if we can get one more look here. That might have been a little bit of contact from the 14. Hausman went around. So, right now, looks like Kyle Holden is one lap down. But depending on if he was, whether or not he was on track, he may get the wave around. If not the next yellow, he'll get the wave around. And it looks like, yeah, Holden was still on pit road at the time of the yellow.
Yeah, he had a serve. He was in there for 40 seconds total, 41 seconds. And 20 of it was just sitting.
Yeah, so likely a penalty. So now the top 3 are all drivers who last time they were on pit road only took 2 tires. There is that graphic you see on your screen. So 11 seconds for Brent Allen, Martin Plute 12, 11 seconds for Gibson, and then 22s on up for everyone else who took 4 tires. So some interesting calls there.
Yeah. I wonder if Shu and Hausman are just getting some damage fixed.
I would assume so. I mean, Hausman had a pretty hard lick to the inside wall. Hausman had one as well for the first caution. So I would say that's likely what they're going to be doing here.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready to head back green. Just under halfway left in this one. It's the Ryan Newman dash. As the pace car pulls off, green flag is out and we're back racing. Allen gets a good drop. Stephen Gibson takes a peek to the inside. They're side by side. As there's a little bit of contact there into turn number 3. Still side by side. Neither driver really able to gain much of an advantage here as Martin Plute takes a peek up top. He can't quite get anything going there as Ethan Amberg right on the back bumper of Nicholas Cody. Whole field pretty much under a blanket at this point. Allen back to the point. Gibson to the inside of Plute. And now is where we see the different lines. Is the top line going to be better? Is the bottom line going to be better? So far, it looks like the top side is going to be our answer off of the corner. Philip Scott gets into the back of the 14 ever so slightly. Kyle Holden back in pit road. Diaz here just a couple of tenths back from this pack. He's getting himself a great view of this fight. As here comes Plute to the inside of our leader, Brent Allen. "23 laps remaining here at Bristol. 0.2 of a second separating the leaders. Nicholas Cody goes to the inside of Plute. Can't quite keep it there. And I think right here, Plute has the right move there to run the top. We see him, he gets such a great drive off the corner. He may give up time on corner entry running up there, but he gets a much better exit where it's that much more worth it. Cody under fire from Philip Scott, as well as Stephen Gibson. Now Scott dives down low. Philip Scott with a great slide move, but here comes Cody to counter. Now Cody's going to get in front of him. He's going to slide up, and Philip Scott's going to try the reverse again.
No, you. No, you.
That's exactly what happens here. As here comes Cody back to the inside.
Hey, are we going to keep doing this for the next 18?
Looks like no. Is Cody not able to slide up in front? He's going to lose a couple of spots now. He's in jeopardy of losing this one to Gibson. Wow, what a series there. I slide you, you slide me.
Hey, there might be children watching this broadcast.
Now Amberg to the inside of Cody. Coming now, 15 laps to go here at Bristol. Brent Allen leads over Martin Plute. He's top 3, all within striking distance. Heck, the top 5, all within striking distance. That is not a great camera. If you ever wanted to know what the walls look like here at Bristol, that's your answer.
It's very solid wall.
There it is again. As now, coming to 11 to go. Martin Plute starting to put up a little bit of momentum here to try to track down Brent Allen. A little bit further back, Stephen Gibson starting to push with Philip Scott. We'll see if those two are going to be able to push their way up here to throw a little wrench in the works with 10 laps to go. Laps are quickly ticking by.
Oh, no. Scott, fantastic recovery. I mean, you know, he dropped a few spots, but fantastic recovery.
Whoa, big slide there. I don't even know how Philip was able to save that.
God, that would have been me hitting 7 other cars.
Great save. Meanwhile, up front, coming to 7 to go. That's the gap for the lead. 3/10 separate Brent Allen and Martin Plute. Can Plute hold on? Plute taps the wall just a little bit, but that almost gives him a little bit more momentum. Down the back straightaway. Half a second now is the gap. About a second back to the 97 and Stephen Gibson. Five more laps around. Lapped car adjacent Shu. Shu moves out of the way. Now 3 to go. Gap holds steady with 3/10. If there's time to make a push, now is the time to do it.
Absolutely.
But that top side is just a little too dominant right now.
I mean...
Then again, 2/10. Lap and a half left. What kind of magic can Martin Plute pull out of his hat? White flag, 1 to go. Plute to the bottom. Gap grows to 3/10. Through turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Brent Allen is going to win at Bristol.
Great race.
What a run. Brent Allen gets the win. Martin Plute comes home second. Stephen Gibson in third. Now the 13 is going to burn it down.
What a great
As
race. I didn't know you could get up there.
He goes to park it in victory lane. That is incredible.
I truly didn't know you can get up there. I thought that was just for show.
You know, honestly, I had no clue either.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I believe, Joe, you've caught up with our third place finisher driver, the number 97 machine, Stephen Gibson.
Hey, Stephen. Congratulations on a hard-earned podium finish. How does it feel to bring it home, at the last great Coliseum here?
Yeah, it was a good race. Race actually kind of felt like it went by really fast there. I'm pretty sure it didn't, but yeah, it seemed pretty good. That one caution we had in the middle just gave everybody an opportunity to just pit for tires. I just went for the 2 instead of 4. Couldn't practice. I just realized the rights was burning off more, and yeah, it seemed like in the second half of that caution, it kind of just flipped to running the top side of the track. Everybody was just kind of got stuck on the bottom there, and managed to kind of work my way around traffic and everything. And I really don't know what happened between me and the 90 car. I guess it was right there. I don't know if we tire touched or whatever, but yeah, I apologize if I ruined his race. But yeah, just felt like a clean race, to be honest. It was kind of just chilling around, driving, make sure I don't wreck anybody out. But other than that, it was great.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was, for all intents and purposes, I think the yellows that we did have were kind of just wrong place, wrong time. Yeah, with today's race, your podium finish here. What is your takeaway for next week, which I believe is a dirt race?
Do you know where the race is next week? I have no idea where the race is next week.
I believe it's at USA.
Oh, is it? Well, that's not gonna be good. It depends it depends what setup they bring. To be honest, we did one. They had a setup whenever we did practice, like host for the league, and it was really good. And then we came and did a race here, and the setup was not so great. So hopefully we'll see it's a better setup. Maybe we can mess around with it a little bit. But yeah, hopefully that race is good. I think it's just gonna end up like last time. Just gonna kind of single file out in the bottom and then see who can throw the better slide job in the entry. And the one's pretty much what's gonna win the race.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting this, this season. I think this is the one and only season we're doing it, so it was fun racing with these guys and having you guys, broadcast this year. You guys have been doing a great job, and I'd like to shout out Speed, for hosting this, and my boy Kyle and Zach for watching it.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, and hopefully we'll be talking to you next week.
Yep, thank you, bud.
All right, that's Stephen Gibson, our third place finisher here tonight. I'm joined by our second place finisher, driver of the number 81 machine, Martin Plute. And well, Martin, second place finish, had a pretty good battle there with Brent Allen there as the race went on. Talk us through, first of all, the pit strategy that you used and how you kind of got us up there at the end.
Yeah, pit strategy was pretty basic, I think. I don't know. You wanted right side tires because those were wearing pretty bad, but also you needed track position because, as you could tell, up front, hard to pass. So I kind of figured first one out might have the win there, and yeah, that was a good call by Brent to do that too.
Yeah, definitely an interesting one there. Talk us through that battle that you and Brent had there at the end of the race. Every lap or so, you're closing in by about 1/10 of a second, half a tenth. Just kind of ran out of time. Do you think if there were maybe 10 more laps, you would have caught him?
Probably not. No, I think it's just too hard to pass, given kind of where we both were. We were on the same tire strategy, so. If he would have stuck up at the top, there was no way I was going to pass him certainly cleanly, running the bottom. So it probably would have just been the same, just 10 laps later.
And taking a look next week, back to dirt racing at USA International. What are your thoughts, tackling just such a different style of racing next week?
It'll be fun. We ran a couple practices there in the off season, and they worked pretty well for me. So, yeah, hopefully it'll turn out good. It's been a while since we did dirt on these. It's been probably a month, so I'm excited to get back to dirt.
Awesome. And Martin, before we let you go, I'm sure you have some shout outs, so let's hear them.
No, thank you guys for broadcasting. Thanks for Ryan for sponsoring this week. Stan for really working on this Tuesday night dash series. It's a lot of fun. I have fun with these things. They're different for sure, but they're kind of fun in their own little way. So no, it's a lot of fun. And, thanks for everybody coming out this week.
Awesome. Well, Martin, congrats again on the second place finish, and hoping we'll be able to chat with you next week after USA.
Yep. Thanks. See you guys next week.
All right. That's Martin Plute, our second place finisher, and Joe's made his way down to victory lane to chat with our winner tonight, Brent Allen.
Hey, Brent, congratulations on the fantastic finish. Did you come into this kind of expecting to win, or did things kind of just fall into place for you?
It was a little bit of an unknown. I love Bristol. It's one of my favorite tracks on dirt and on asphalt. So definitely had thought that I could run in the top 5 for sure, especially after qualifying. It was a little off pace than where I wanted to be, and then found something in the heat race, and here we are.
Absolutely. I was going to ask you, what was your key tonight to kind of stay consistent with your laps? Because you were, for all intents and purposes, a very consistent race for you.
Yeah, so there's a seam that up there kind of midway through the track that I just kind of kept my left sides on all the way through and tried to make sure that I hit it the same way every lap. And it kind of killed the guy from the outside. If they stayed on an outside line, with all their momentum, they'd catch me at the back end of when they're getting their full speed. So it kind of guarded both the inside and outside and still gave me a good run off. So that's kind of what helped for sure.
Awesome. And what's your confidence level looking like here for next race after the win today?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love slinging some dirt. I had some fun here, and I don't think we'll have too many issues out there. I think the last time we ran on dirt was here at Bristol, and came home with a 3rd place on that one. So looking to do a little better next time.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Certainly, certainly. So my wife for sure for letting me. This is actually my first win in over a year on the service, believe it or not, because it's three kids kind of take up all the practice time you can get. So it's always nice to be able to sit down and still be competitive.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again. And hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week.
I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
All right. That is Brent Allen, our winner here tonight at Bristol. And, well, Joe, that was a very, very fun race. Let's take a look here at the final results for tonight's 70-lap race here, brought to you by our friends at Ryan Newman and Associates. Getting the win is Brent Allen. We heard from Martin Plute and Steven Gibson. Nicholas Cody just off the podium in 4th. Ethan Amberg comes home in 5th. Sedaris Deus in 6th. Philip Scott falls to 7th. Zach Williams in 8th. Scott Leonard in 9th. Tim Branson rounds out the top 10. Stan Hausman comes home 11th. Dave Harrington in 12th. Jason Shue 13th. An unfortunate situation there for Kyle Holden. He is 4 laps down, finishing last and 14th place. Don't forget, I do want to send a special thank you to Ryan Newman and Associates for sponsoring tonight's race. At Ryan Newman and Associates, they're powered by Remax. They believe that finding your dream home should be an exciting and seamless experience serving all of Michigan. Their dedicated team brings years of expertise and commitment to personalized professional service that makes buying or selling a home simple and stress-free. So whether you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or you're just looking anywhere in the U.S., they can help by referring you to top professionals across the country. You can check out and you can trust Ryan Newman and Associates to guide you every single step of the way. Your future starts here, and they can make it a reality. You can visit them online at ryannewmansells.com. Well, Joe, we heard next week USA International Speedway short track dirt racing. That is going to be a ton of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I am here for it. I love the dirt races.
Well, that will just about do it for us. You could check out the schedule of events at tabletoptrio.com. Follow along here on YouTube and on Twitch. Subscribe to us here on the channel. You could like the page, share tonight's video as well. And if you missed any of these races, check out the live tab on the YouTube channel. And you can catch up with all of the Total Nonstop Racing League on Monday nights, Tuesday night Dash Series, and the Tabletop Trio podcast as well. So, for one final time, I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
And this has been the Ryan Newman Dash, part of the Tuesday Dash Series, part of the Speed Racing League. Have a great night.